Welcome to our Year 3 English, the simplified version with me, Miss Downey. So let's start off by writing the long date and underlining it, and the learning objective, I can edit my myth, and underlining that. So we're going to start with some sentence level work. And can you put the full stops in the right places in the sentences? So remember, a full stop goes at the end of a sentence, and a new sentence starts with a capital letter. So let's have a look at the first one. I walked to the beach, there was an ice cream. There was a boat on the sea, it was blue. I found my bucket and spade, they were in Mum's bag. I made a huge sandcastle, I put a flag on the top. Can you now have a try at those? Pause whilst you do. So let's have a go then. So I walked to the beach, there was an ice cream van. Where do you think the full stop needed to go here? Yep, you were right. The sentence ends here because we have a capital letter there, so that's the start of a new sentence. So I walked to the beach, full stop, there was an ice cream van, full stop. The next one, there was a boat on the sea, it was blue. Okay, here is the end of our sentence, so you're right, it goes after the word blue. I found my bucket and spade, they were in Mum's bag. So again, it goes at the end of the sentence, but we can see here that there's a capital letter. So that's the start of a new sentence. So our full stop goes here at the end of the word spade. And I made a huge sandcastle. I put a flag in the top. So again, both were missing. So there should be one after sandcastle and one after the word top. Well done. So yesterday I started writing my story. Now today I'm going to improve my work by editing it. So I'm going to check my spellings and I'm going to try to make it more exciting by using expanded noun phrases. I'm also going to look at the word banks to help make it more exciting. So this was my story yesterday. In a land far away lived a young man called Yanni. He lived in a palace next to the Aegean Sea. Yanni was a strong, fearless prince. One day, whilst Yanni was eating his breakfast, a villager came in and told Yanni that a monster was burning homes and crops in the village. The villager told Yanni that the monster was a lion ache who was very powerful and dangerous. He told him he lived in the desert. So I thought my story was okay to start actually, but it could be a bit more exciting and I could certainly fit in some more expanded noun phrases. So down here, I've written it out again, and I'm going to go through and show you where I've improved it. So I liked my first sentence. In a land far away lived a young man called Yanni. So I didn't feel I needed to add anything to that. My next sentence, I'd started off with he lived in a palace next to the Aegean Sea. But I thought, actually, do you know what? It's not just any old palace. Let's make it so it's got some nice expanded noun phrases, and the same for the sea. So instead I changed it to he lived in a shimmering white palace next to the sparkling blue Aegean Sea. Yanni was a strong, fearless prince. I thought that was okay because again I've got a good expanded noun phrase in there. Now the next sentence was one day, and I thought, well, actually I've said he's eating breakfast. So I've changed it and again used an expanded noun phrase and changed it to one hot summer morning. So it wasn't just a morning, it was a hot summer's morning whilst Yanni was eating his breakfast. And then I thought, okay, it's a villager, but let's see if we can imagine the villager. And I've used another expanded noun phrase and turned him into a frightened, wrinkly old villager. Now, I don't know if any of you had noticed, but I made a spelling mistake in mine and I'd missed out the word and. So I've put that back in because that's part of my editing. And told Yanni that, now again, I've gone with monster, but I've added an adjective in and said fierce monster was burning homes and crops in the village. The villager told Yanni that the monster was a lion ache who was very powerful and dangerous. That sentence I thought was okay. But what I have done next is add in a sentence that describes the lion ache, because I thought actually I want my reader to know what the lion ache looks like. So I've written here, the lion ache was half lion and half snake and could breathe hot fire. And then the last part I've improved is where it says, instead of just being he lived in the desert, I've done it as the hot, scorching desert. So you can see that I've added quite a few expanded noun phrases into my writing to make it more interesting for the reader to listen to. So your turn now. Have a look through your writing and see, can you make it more exciting? What could you do to improve? And remember, you can use the word banks. Is there any words on here that you could use? And the same here. When you're describing your chimera, are there any words that you can use to describe it from here? I really am looking forward to reading your stories. Happy writing. Thank you.